David, you know Ojabo better than anybody. Just how much do you think? How eager is he for this season to show everybody what he can do?
Yeah, I think it's like I'm just so excited for him to really show everybody who he really is as like a player, as a person, and I could tell because we were working together in the offseason with my guy Mo, and you could just tell like he was motivated. He had an inner drive to just prove something, not just to everyone else but to himself. So, I'm really excited for what he can show.
What's it been like working with Chuck Smith so far?
It's been good, working with Chuck. He's like giving us an insight that, a lot of guys, like me in particular, hasn't had because a lot of my coaches, they're great coaches, but they haven't really played the position. And he's played the position. He's trained a lot of guys that played the position at a high level. So, I'm getting little tidbits that I wouldn't have necessarily gotten from the past years and everything.
Yeah, David mentioned what he's best out of you guys. Is there maybe an example or something you could point to that? How he does that?
I can't give you a pinpoint way, but it's just the way his approach is. He's obviously he's serious about getting us better and everything, but he's also laid back and he also knows individually how to tap into us. Because we all have goals that we want to do. Me and myself. But I think he does a good job of being relatable and being down to earth and everything, but also honing in what we want to do.
Odafe, what are some of those goals for your third season?
I got those in my head, man. I can't give that to y'all, but it's definitely to be dominant, and just help our defense to be the best thing that we can be this year.
How would you evaluate your last season?
I say it was a learning season, a year to develop and things like that. I got better, not just on the field, just because knowing what I can work on, but mentally and as a player, as a professional, learning from things you can work on and building on it as a man and everything. So I feel like it was a good season for me in that aspect.
When you watch the tape on last season, you see you're so close on so many plays. What were the emotions when you kind of reflect on that?
And it was like, damn, but like I said, it's like that's how life is. You have times that you don't get it, but it's what you do next and pick yourself up. A lot of times I was close, but it lets me know that when it does click, and when everything goes how I want to, I'm gonna soar. So you got to look at it like that way, not the negative way. So that's how I view it.
How did you like rushing from the inside, which it seemed like you flashed quite a bit doing that late in the season? And how's that different than coming off the edge?
It's a little different because he's coming to you right now, and I feel like it helped me because I could use some of my twitch and my length, to create space and stuff like that. So once I was doing that, it actually kind of freed my mind in terms of what moves I wanted to do, and I could incorporate that on the edge too. But I really liked it because once I beat him, I'm right in front of the QB, so I liked it in that aspect.
Yeah. Going into year 3, what are the biggest technical adjustments you feel like you need to make to get to that next level?
Just making sure you have a plan in your head, not just trying to react. There's an aspect of that you want to react to, but making sure you have a plan. Rush angle, and then ripping. A lot of times, I would get off the block, but it was kind of all balanced. So when I got to the QB, I wasn't taking a straight line shot. And then also upfield shoulder. There's a lot of times where, I missed because of the upfield shoulder too. So little things like that.
I'm sure Roquan and Marlon kind of setting the tone out there and, being the veteran leaders of this group.
Yeah, Roquan, a man's man, always, the loudest guy in the room. Actually, him and Marlon compete for that. But I would say, they're really setting the tone with just being here and letting us know that guys that are established and have got to places that we all want to go are still here working and showing us the ropes and everything.
You know Ojabo better than any of us. People talk about ceilings. What would you say would be his ceiling?
He doesn't have one. He's smooth with his rush, and then in the run game he's getting better every day, and he's so smart. That's a lot of things people don't even understand. He's so savvy in that aspect as well. So his ceiling's crazy. He got a sack and he was off one Achilles, man. Y'all got to think about things like that. So his ceiling's crazy, man. And we got Chuck to teach him, and his story's like me too. He started junior year, and you know he's just soared since then. So you know his ceilings, he doesn't have one. You know, yeah.
You know, obviously you weren't completely healthy last offseason. Neither was Tyus. Neither was David. Just what does it kind of do for you guys, and how good could this pass rush be, especially on the edge?
You know, we're all just getting another year to, you know, like this is the first year, you know, I didn't have a surgery or something like that. You know, David's coming off the Achilles, Tyus is coming off the Achilles, and so, you know, we're all just, I want to say 100%, and, you know, we got a lot of time, you know, just honing our skills and not just, you know, trying to get our bodies back to where, you know, where we want to be. So, you know, that's really going to help, you know, and, you know, for me, it's helped me as well because I can hone in on getting stronger. I can hone in on, you know, getting better in the playbook and stuff like that. So it should be good for all three of us.
What's your play weight that you want to play at?
I want to say like anything around the 255, 260.
What are you now?
257. Yeah.
When you look back at last year, you point out the injuries, with that aside, was there frustration when you looked at the production at any point, and if so, how?
Obviously, you know, as like a pro, you know, you have things you want to do, but you got to understand everyone is injured, so that's never an excuse. But obviously, like there's always levels to where your body's gonna be at. So I know that, you know, when I'm 100% or you know when whatever percentage I was at, you know, I could do this. But there's no frustration, and then obviously, you know, there was times where I was there, but my concentration maybe wasn't there, and I could have got it. So. And there's guys that, you know, were in that situation that, you know, still made those plays. So it's not an excuse, but I know where I'm at now and I know what I can do now. So
how much communication have you had with Justin Houston this offseason? Are you still hopeful he could wind up back here?
Hey man, Justin, you know, he's his own man, you know, and he's really driven on what he wants to do. So, you know, I'm hoping, you know, whatever he does is for the best for him. But, you know, we would love to have him back, you know, and everything like that. But you know, Justin, I know he's going to make the right decision for himself.
What are the conversations like with you and David Ojabo and just kind of the dream of, hey, you two Russian passers terrorizing quarterbacks at the NFL level together?
You know, we just want to show like Baltimore a different thing that, you know, they haven't seen necessarily, but you know, we know that there's a real opportunity right here. A real great story coming from like where we both come from, being together, starting football late, you know, soaring and, you know, having trials, tribulations, you know, beating that. So we know the opportunity that we have. You know, we want to be those guys for Baltimore.
Hey, David said he's sick of talking about last year.
Say it again?
David said he was sick of talking about last year and everything moving forward. You personally, at what point of the offseason did you forget about last year and everything that you said you learned and just became fully focused on what you have to do going forward?
No, I never forget. Like I don't forget. I use it as kind of motivation. But obviously, it's like you want to switch. But I didn't really take a lot of like off season. Like I went straight to the gym just to try to get stronger because I knew there's no real off season. But you know, obviously, you got to like switch your mode to all right. It's the next page. What are we gonna do this year? But you know, as a competitor, you obviously you remember things that you got to work on. You remember the things that you missed on, so you can bounce back for the next year.
Patrick Queen had a breakout year 3. Do you kind of look at year 3 as, all right, you know, I've got my legs mentally, physically, like it's an opportunity to kind of have that breakout year?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like Pat he's always been a dude, but you know, I feel like year 3, you know, it's a year where like, you know, you had a good year the first year, second year, guys know who you are, they know some of your moves, but the year 3, like, all right, you start. All right, okay, you know some of my moves, but now I got more moves for you now. So I guess, yeah, year 3 is a year where you probably tie it all in together. So, yeah, maybe, yeah.
Odafe, are you and David keeping track of who wins those kind of get-off competitions?
I mean, yeah, you know, we're competitive, but we also know who we are. So, you know, like, we'll probably try to beat everyone else before we try to beat each other, and then once that comes up, then I'll probably say me, but you know, let me not do that. But yeah.
All good?
All right,
Thank
thanks.
you. Appreciate it.